The following is a Shade 45 special presentation.
The Shade 45 Spotlight. Putting the spotlight on new artists and music you need to know about before everybody else. Hosted by Reef the Streets.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
Shade 45. This is the Shade 45 Spotlight with two very important, very special guests. None other than Mr. Marshall Mathers and Mr. Royce 5'9". And I am Reef.
Yes.
And you may also know me as Reef the Streets. We have Paulie clapping. Yeah. That is a loud clap, dude.
Yeah.
Oh. Jesus. And we are here to spotlight a very important and very highly anticipated release, Bad Meets Evil, the return of Bad Meets Evil. Give it up. Give it up. Yeah. Woo! Awesome. Yeah. They're back. They're back, people. They have an EP. It's called Hell, and you're getting to hear it for the first time on Shade 45 with special commentary and special insight that
it's
you will
called
not
Hell,
get.
the sequel.
The sequel.
Yes.
Hell.
The sequel.
Hell.
The sequel. Okay, yeah.
So, gentlemen, let's get right to it. This was a surprise to a lot of people. A lot of the fans were like, "Oh my God, they finally did it!" Let's get into the genesis of Bad Meets Evil. Let's go back in time. Let's go back in time to circa, I'm gonna say 1997, 98. Where did the Bad Meets Evil concept? How did that evolve? Where did that come from?
Well, let me see. Ryan and I, Rai. No, me and Royce met back in, when did we meet? 97? 97, and he was actually opening up at, I think it was a place called the Palladium, and he was opening up for Usher. I hadn't heard or even knew about him yet, and he was opening up for Usher, and I had a booth where I was selling my tapes, the Slim Shady, the EP. Mm-hmm. And we ended up meeting later, doing a song together at a studio called Nations.
He had a line on the song that said, "This is what happens when."
Oh yeah. When Bad Meets Evil, and then I think we didn't know what to do with the song yet. We had just kept it. I think we were local artists. We wanted to do a song with each other.
You didn't even have a record deal yet.
Neither one of us had a deal. We weren't sure what was going to happen to the song, but soon after that, I linked up with Dre, went out to Cali, and I wanted to use that song, but rework it with a different beat. And probably, I think we did, I don't know if we did all new verses or all new rhymes to it, but I think we might have kept a few lines or whatever from the original version. But I wanted to use it for the Slim Shady LP.
Now pause right there, because before... Thank you. Before the Slim Shady LP actually came out, a Bad Meets Evil single did come out, circa 1998, for those that don't know.
Was that before? Yeah. Okay, so it was
it
was a piece of vinyl.
Yeah, it was a piece of vinyl.
A company called Game Records.
Shouts to Shecky Green.
So the 12-inch.
Oh, Lord.
Big 12-inch. The 12-inch featured a song called Scary Movies,
which was actually the B-side, or was considered the B-side. The A-side was Nothing to Do, produced by me, goddammit.
Both songs produced by
Reef the Streets. Yeah, so I have a lot to do with this whole Bad Meets Evil thing. So
you are the fucking man.
I try. Why don't we just go?
You're at least a woman.
Let's
at least.
Damn.
Comes full circle.
Woo, thanks, Marshall. Let's start things off proper, like with the first recorded, released version of Bad Meets Evil as a unit together. Scary Movies, Shade 45, the Shade 45 Spotlight. We shall be right back. You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
Shade 45, the Shade 45 Spotlight. We are back.
Shades 45.
Shades 45.
Fives.
Bright out.
Royce the
Bright
5'9s.
Royce is the 5'9s. And
Nines.
Marshall's Mathers. Eminem's is. We are back, and we just heard Scary Movie, the debut release of Bad Meet Evil.
Okay. Bad Meets
Evil. That was circa 1998, and of course, after that, or during that time, is when you got your record deal. You obviously started recording your debut album, and we get to the actual song that appeared on your album, which was Bad Meets Evil. And you were saying in the previous break that it was kind of like a mix of old and new rhymes, and
well, he didn't let me change a lot of my rhymes.
I didn't?
No.
What a dick.
He was like, "No, man, yours is they straight how they are."
Did you guys at that point ever envision like, hey, we should do a project or form like a side group or something like that of just doing a whole project together at that time?
With a piece of vinyl, that's kind of what that was. Not so much when we did the song for his album, but when we did the vinyl, it was kind of like, we'll do this as a group, especially since we did it separate from his prior engagement.
I think how it all ended up coming about and coming full circle like this, I think is even back in the day, I think me and Royce realized like we had a certain chemistry together on record. You know what I'm saying? It was you know, the way we vibed in the studio together, in the kind of chemistry of just coming off of each other with rhymes and shit, like, you know, it was fun.
You know, without further ado, let's go into, from the Slim Shady LP, Bad Meets Evil. Bad Meets Evil.
All right, while this is playing, I gotta go take a piss, so.
Okay, we know how you have a small bladder. Shade 45, the Shade 45 Oh my God. Is this?
Get him a new shirt.
Damn. We'll be right back.
Spotlight. You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
Yes, we are back. It is the Shade 45 Spotlight. I'm joined by Mr. Mathers and Mr. Bryce.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's me.
Sorry.
Royce the 59.
So, guys, we're back. We just listened to the original Bad Meets Evil track from your Slim Shady LP, 1999. Wow. And here we are in 2011. Mm-hmm. And now we are finally, the fans, everybody is finally getting a Bad Meets Evil project. And obviously the first question you've had to answer, and I'm sure, is what took so long?
What took so long for this to come about?
Absolutely.
Well, you know, there was a few years that me and Royce weren't speaking, and there was some issues going on that we had just internally, and some of them were public, you know, between him and I and D12, and, you know, that recently, within the last couple of years, got squashed and put to rest. And, you know, I really think that after the thing happened with Proof or whatever, you know, we really decided like this was stupid. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like to continue the beef, and Royce went on tour with D12. I think it was 2 years ago.
It was a couple years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Royce had went on tour with D12 and you know, pretty much squashed it with them. And the guys that come to me like, yo, you know, we pretty much
good.
Squashed it with Royce. You know, we're good. Maybe you should holler at him. So, you know, I called him, and then ever since then, you know, we started talking again, and, you know, then eventually it led to him having his the thing with Slaughterhouse, you know, and being in that group, and us having interest in that. And also, you know, me realizing that, you know, what a talent that he is as far as an artist and a rapper, and just wanting to work with him again. So, you know, we linked back up and just got in the studio and started making a few songs, you know. And it started out, there was no plan in the works. It wasn't like a thought out, hey man, let's get together and do this.
I think I might have bought you something that I was asking you if you can get on for my album or something. I don't know how we started recording. I think whatever it was.
I think there was one song that you wanted me to get on.
Yeah.
I got on the song, and then I don't remember exactly how everything went down, but
we went back and forth on the third verse. And it was fun because we was like playing with each other's words. So it was like a fun process. So we just, with no direction, just kept recording songs like whenever we had time, and we was liking the way everything was coming out. So.
And then we needed something to do with it. After we had a certain amount of songs, we was like, okay, well, what do we do with this?
And this is over the past, what, like 7, 8, 9 months?
Or
less.
That many?
5, 6, 5 or 6 months maybe, you know, of just us just kind of getting in and just. I mean,
it wasn't like we're gonna do an album right away. It was just more just having fun, just working, staying sharp.
It wasn't consistent.
Right.
It was like I would be at the other studio doing something, and I would come up here just to check on him all the time because he always up here working, and it's like it just happened, man.
All right, well, you know what? Let's let's get into the record because everybody wants to hear it. Everybody wants to know about how this all was actually made and the thought process that went into it. So without further ado, and this is a hell of an intro produced by Havoc of Mobb Deep. Shouts to Havoc, shouts to Prodigy. Welcome home. Let's go into the intro of Hell. Bad Meets Evil.
The sequel.
The sequel. You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
We are back on the Shade 45 Spotlight, and we are showboating with Eminem and Royce the 5'9", better known as Bad Meets Evil. Important question here. Who decided amongst the two of you, I'm bad, I'm evil? No, I want to be bad. No, I want to be evil. When was that decided?
When we did the first song, because that's just...
It all spawned from that one line. I wish there was like a better story behind it.
Yeah, it's not a real good story.
Yeah,
it is what it is. It is what it is.
Nah, it's pretty anticlimactic.
But if you think about it, think about his content, and then think about my content, and then
it does work.
And then
it makes sense.
When we get together, we go even harder with playing those characters. Because I got potty mouth when I rap with him.
Right.
It gets worse.
It gets worse.
When they come together, it's like,
hey, whoa.
it's like they kind of like antagonize each other and like push each other to like do more like off the wall shit.
Not in a competitive way, or more like just
both.
I think that every time we rap, it's competitive. We're competitive by nature, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, us being friends, it was more like the way that this whole thing came together. I think it was just more organic than anything. Like, what I mean is, songs just kind of happened. As we started doing them, it was like, okay, well, what's your last line gonna be? Oh, okay, all right, well, I'll come off it like this. Or sometimes it was not even asking what the next line was gonna be, but just hearing what he laid, and I'd lay something. And then I'd feel like, I want to stop here. I wonder what he'll do if I stop here. And then I would stop and let him, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so it's a totally different process from when you're working as independently solo artists, of how you come about and formulate a record and the song structure or whatever. Because you guys are here together.
Yeah.
It's not sending files back and forth.
Yeah, no. No, we were actually, for every song, we were in the studio together, and just... maybe not every song. There was a couple of songs where he'd lay a verse and then I'd hear it and say, okay, I'm gonna lay my verse. Or I'd lay a verse and he'd hear it, let him hear it. Like, what do you think if about this verse, and you come in for the second verse? Some of it was like that, but most of it, the majority of the work was done actually, together in the studio.
And from listening to the record, you get that feeling that you both are here, present, and kind of pushing each other to do better.
Yeah, we wanted it to sound real cohesive.
And at what point, as you started kind of getting back together and working together and kind of picking up where you left off a while ago, did you say, "Hey, let's make a real for real project"?
How did that happen?
I don't know. I think that
we have a record company. So
right. But I think once we got to a certain point, it was like we ended up playing the shit for Paul and saying, what do you think we should do with this? And it started to make sense, with the whole Bad Meets Evil concept. I started saying it in a line or two. He may say it in a line or two, and it just ended up like
kind of
organically coming together,
Interesting. Well, let's go into the second cut. Talk about Fastlane real quick.
I like the word organic, so I'm going to keep using it probably for the rest of this interview. Because organic kind of means like it's natural, it just naturally happened. So
I'm glad you know the meaning of it and using it.
I actually don't, but is that what it means?
I guess.
Organic, yeah. It means all natural.
Okay. I heard you use that word, Paul, a couple times.
It's no preservatives or hormones or anything artificial in it. It's all natural, organic.
Nothing artificial. I think that describes it perfectly. So we're going to continue into the project here. First of all, the name Hell as the title of the EP.
The sequel.
the sequel.
That came from one of his lines, the very first song that we did together.
Which was?
See you in hell. See you in hell for this. He's evil, and I'm bad like Steve Seagal against peaceful. See you in hell for the sequel.
There you go, people. Now you understand.
That was a quote from the Slim Shady LP, the Bad Meets Evil song off that. And from there, it just kind of made sense to, once we got a chance to, everything was put together and we got the songs like, maybe not in order, but we kind of just had an idea of what songs we would use for it, is when we kind of just sat back, listened to it all, and felt like, okay, maybe we should call it this.
That it made sense as a co.
And then I was like, wait, we shouldn't call it this. Who's gonna buy a CD called this? So then we thought, hell, the sequel. You know what I mean?
So for the real fans, they'll know.
Yeah.
The real deal fans. So let's go into Fast Lane. It's produced by Super Dupes and you getting back behind the boards.
Indeed.
Excellent. Let's go into Fast Lane right now on the Shade 45 Spotlight Special. Bad Meets Evil. God damn it. Spotlight. You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
Shade 45, we are back. This is the Shade 45 Spotlight Special. Yes. Spotlighting, of course, Bad Meets Evil. We just heard Fast Lane. Now we're going to get into a song that makes complete sense about the two of you getting back together in a non-intimate way, of course.
There's so many eroticisms going on in this fucking interview. I think I might have actually said a couple myself, man. We got to go back and like really listen.
Evaluate?
Yeah, take some of this shit out. Or leave it in and loop it. One of the two.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Anyways, the next track is called The Reunion.
God damn.
And it is produced by Sid Rome's, who's actually two people. Joey Chavez and I forget his man's name. God damn. And of course, you also co-produced on this one as well. Again, I guess it kind of speaks to you guys kind of growing up, kind of putting all the bullshit aside.
Except it's not a very grown-up record at all, is it?
No, but these guys haven't.
It's based on a true story.
Yeah, this is based on a true story.
So, do you care to illuminate the people a little bit?
Nah, just it's based on a true story. So listen.
Okay. Well,
it's called The Reunion. Check it out.
It's called The Reunion. This is actually how we link back up. This is the you know, the true story behind how we link back up.
The Reunion on Shade 45. You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
Shade 45 Spotlight Special. I am Reef the Streets. I'm here with Royce the 5'9", Eminem, and the Overseer, Paul Rosenberg. We just listened to The Reunion, and we're getting to the fourth track on this EP, entitled Above the Law, produced by Mr. Porter, who we know as Denon. And he produced the bulk of this record, and kind of describe his role in I guess working with the two of you separately and together, and you know how his influence helped the overall development of the project.
Well, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Porter is kind of like he was kind of like the glue between me and Marshall for a minute. Like me and him was working together for a while before me and him started working together. Then we all started traveling together, having a lot of creative conversations, and we just felt like when you got somebody that good in-house, like you don't really need to look in a whole lot of different directions, you know what I'm saying? So, and we didn't know what we was doing. We wasn't going out looking for beats because we didn't even know we was doing a project. We were just cutting random, so he'll bring something to the studio. And
you were keeping it organic.
Yeah, we were just keeping it organic.
Yeah, and sometimes on some of them trips, he would bring his computer or bring beats with him. You know, put the shit on a CD, give it to me, give it to Royce, and you know we would just go through and Nani, I feel like Mr. Porter. I feel like he's definitely. It seems like he's rounded a corner. You know what I'm saying? Like he's coming to his own. Not to say that he wasn't into his own already, but he's stepped it up to a whole different level with the shit that he's doing now. That's like fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I would agree. So, Above the Law is the track that we're about to listen to next.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's get right into it, shall we?
Check it out. It's Above the Law.
The Shade 45 Spotlight Special, Bad Meets Evil. We shall return in a moment.
Blue Light Special, Bad Meets Evil.
Spotlight.
You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
All right, we are back. The Shade 45 Spotlight Special. I am Reef, a.k.a. Reef the Streets, with Royce the 5'9", Eminem, Bad Meets Evil, From Hell.
No.
No.
Hell, the sequel.
Hell, the sequel. My bad. I'm
This
thinking of that
guy.
movie, the slasher Jack the Ripper movie, From Hell. Anyways.
It came out 10 years ago.
I know. I'm dating myself yet again. Hey! Now, this next track I actually heard in its infancy, so to speak, and I guess it talks about what you were telling us before, Royce, about how you and Denon were working together independently, kind of sketching ideas out. And I remember you playing this song for me. I think it was at the Not Afraid video shoot.
Oh, you're talking about I'm on Everything.
Yes, I'm on Everything, and it's a crazy Mike Epps sample, and let's talk about it real quick because it deals with substances. And how did you get everybody to sign on? So
this was the record that Royce brought me. This was the one you brought me first. This was the record that Royce brought me first, and he played it for me, and I heard the hook, and I liked this verse, but I was thinking, like, how in the fuck am I supposed to, what would I say on this? You know what I'm saying? So I had to just like throw caution in the wind on it. I had to just sit with it for a second and like, oh, okay. Let me. Was
that difficult for you because the song deals with substances? It deals with booze. It's dealing with liquor, weed, everything.
I just had to put all of that shit aside for a second and just approach the record how I would approach it. You know what I'm saying? And not try to overthink it. You know? Well, wait a minute. I don't do everything anymore. Yeah, fuck that.
I guess, Royce, when you initially came up with this record with Denon, did you think that Marshall was going to get on it?
No, and this is one of the reasons why it's like I learned this when I first started working with Slaughterhouse. I'm not going to push myself the same way I would when I'm doing myself. Like if I'm cutting random records, because that was random. Like that's the reason why when you heard my first verse, it was like I was playing so much, and then he came in on the second verse and murdered me so bad. So it's like then when we did the third verse, it was like we was pushing each other so much. It gets entertaining. It starts here and it goes up.
Right.
And I love records like that. Had we come to the table together, he would have brought more out of me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad we did everything.
Half of your verse wouldn't have been
Without further ado, I'm on Everything.
Yes.
Bad Meets Evil, Shade 45. Let's go. You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
We are back on the Shade 45 Spotlight. I am Reef. He is Marshall, and he is Royce.
Is on Twitter,
and Royce is on.
I'm not on Twitter.
Royce,
I promise.
Royce is a Twitter addict. By the way, why don't you just give out your Twitter right now?
Follow me at the Real Royce 59.
It is.
The Real Royce, all spelled out with the number 59.
And that's ROYCE for you illiterates out there, aka our loyal listening public. The song Kiss, which I was a little shocked by the title, considering you're not kissing each other. Let's keep it funky. But produced by Bangladesh, a guy that produced a Millie for Lil Wayne. Let's talk about the genesis of that record real quick, and what's it all about?
I think one of the reasons that record came about was after listening to the EP and listening to everything we had. I think Royce and I wanted to do, like, we had so much fun doing some of the records, like I'm on Everything and the back and forth and whatnot, that we wanted to have at least one more record like that, where we, like where we just kind of went in there and just kind of spazzed out and just see what happens. What if I say this line? What would you say, after I say this? And the best part about it is kicking him out the room, letting me say my line, and then have him come back, hear it, then I go out the room. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't sit there and listen to what he's laying while he's laying it, and he doesn't do that with me. It's kind of like we want to surprise each other, and it's like, okay, like I'll come back in the room, listen to what he did. All right, give me a second. Think of something. Go in there and say it. He'll come back in. Oh, okay, you said this. All right, I'm gonna say this. And that's where the fun comes in when we start doing that kind of shit. So
it seems like you had a lot of fun overall on this project.
Fun
Absolutely.
guys. Fun guys.
Fun guys we are.
They're fun guys.
Yeah, you know.
Fun guys, though, that bad and that evil.
I mean, you know, with Bad over here on Twitter all the time, you preferring to play Atari or Donkey Kong or whatever, you know, I don't know how any work gets done around here.
See, Twitter is bad. Atari and Donkey Kong is evil.
Right.
Well, there it is.
And I constantly got shit I'm doing, man. You know, I'm trying to go for that Donkey Kong record. So it's like in between that, I take a break and I record. And then I go back
and
take another stab at it.
Hit the joystick. Oh,
shout out to Weeby up in this bitch.
No doubt. Let's listen to Kiss from Hell.
The sequel.
Hell.
No, I didn't say from Hell like that was the title.
The sequel.
Spotlight.
You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
All right, we're back.
We're back, and we're about to get into more from Bad Meets Evil. And this song, I guess this is like, reminds me a little bit of, you know, your past record, Marshall, where the music was like stadium music. It was described to me as by somebody that you really get that kind of like you're in a big ass venue and the lighters are up in the air and you're on stage and you're rocking on that type of level where the music just sounds big and dramatic. And this song is called Lighters, speaking of lighters, featuring Bruno Mars, and kind of give us a little insight into the record. And what do you know? You co-produced this one too. What do you know?
What do you know? As well as Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruno Mars is incredible, man. Like he's, you know, ever since like I think the first time I heard him was on the B.O.B. record, and then from there I started like really kind of doing my research and like really checking out shit that he's doing. And the dude's an incredible talent. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he sings and some of them notes he hits and shit, he's fucking sick with it. So we had the original beat, didn't have him on there. But there was a kind of a guideline chorus, or how would you say it? Kind of like a rough chorus on there at first. There was a rough chorus on there, and me and Royce laid our verses to it, and basically just went to him, approached him, and see if he would do it. You know, was hoping that he'd be down to do the record, and he was. So, and then he came in and he rewrote some things and put his own twist on it, and
because it's a little bit more serious than some of the other records, which are kind of just more like, you know, lyrical and fun and kind of like not shock value, but you know what I'm saying?
A lot of this shit is, I'd say a majority of the EP, the bulk of it is just us having fun and just wanting to go in there and kind of just do some, like, let's not stick to the basic, you know, the typical album structure, you know, of the way everybody else is doing things and try to be, you know, go out of a way to do things. Let's just have fun with it first and see where it takes us. And then some of these records came in a little bit later, and this one in particular, we did feel like we don't want the EP to be all that. And also, I also wanted to be able to, it was kind of my thing where I wanted to be able to show the world who hasn't heard of Royce yet and hasn't heard him rap. I wanted to be able to kind of help showcase that a little bit and his ability to write about not just bars, not just spit punchlines. I wanted to be able to showcase some of the depth that Royce has, and also, you know, a song like this and a song like Take From Me, and just show that there is, you know what I'm saying, just versatility, and also has some substance to the EP, so that
and it's organic.
There was a little something for everybody on here too.
And it's organic.
So it's orgasmic.
Let's go. Lighters, featuring Mr. Bruno Mars on Shade 45. Bad Meets Evil on the Shade 45 Spotlight Special, and this is a very special. Let's go.
You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
Yeah, so we're back on Shade 45. Woo. That was Lighters.
Woo.
Royce the 5'9", Bad Meets Evil, featuring Bruno Mars. And let's talk about a little bit about that chorus, man, because the original idea of the lighters, when we brought it to Bruno Mars, was the original idea was how the chorus is saying a sky full of lighters. We wanted to say a sky full of spiders. We were like, listen, man, just
Like a Halloween record?
Bruno, Bruno, just hear us out, okay? We got this record.
It's arachnid. It's an arachnid-based hip-hop record.
And then he wasn't with it. He didn't like the spiders thing, so then we thought, okay, what about this? A guy in some diapers.
Guy in some diapers.
So he didn't like that either, so then he just made it a sky full of lighters.
Yeah, he's pretty good, that guy.
Yeah, that guy's all right, man.
We might put the Spiders version out, like a Halloween remix.
With accents.
Yeah.
Is that going to be like the fist pump remix?
No, what are you talking about? Guys, come on, man. No, it's
A sky full of lighters.
Spiders, man.
Spiders. An eye full of
Fist pumping
spiders.
remix.
An eye full of spiders. Yeah, we're gonna do the house version too.
All right, we're approaching the end, unfortunately.
The end is near.
The end is near, but we approach another contribution from Mr. Porter. This is called "Take From Me." Anyone care to explain that one, guys? What were you thinking there?
I think every album or EP or whatever needs that one record that's just self-explanatory when you listen to it.
Yep.
That's one of those ones you just put on and listen.
And it's addressing some things that have happened as of recent, you know? And that's all I would really say about that. I mean, the rest of the record is self-explanatory when you listen to it. And I think that a lot of people just kind of maybe wanted to know our take on some things and how we felt about some things. So we expressed it in this record.
Tell them how you feel. Let's take from you, pause, and listen to the song. On Shade 45, the Shade 45 Spotlight Special, I am with Bad Meets Evil.
Yes.
Whew.
Spotlight.
You're checking out the Shade 45 Spotlight Special.
Exclusively on Shade 45.
We are approaching the end. Everything has a beginning and an end, an alpha and an omega, and we are coming to the conclusion of this EP, which it's almost an album, guys. Come on, we're talking 9 songs here. You can add a couple.
Hey, man, more bang for your buck, homie.
You know, maybe we can fit in a reef beat. You know, I brought a couple things, man.
Nah, can't do one more, man. That'd make it 10, and then it might as well be an album, so sorry.
Gotta go.
Jesus.
Hey, man, gotta go, man.
Jesus.
Sorry, I got shit I'm doing. I gotta go. Wait, Donkey Kong, wait. Fuck.
Damn. Well, before you guys get out of here, we have the final song, Loud Noises, featuring Slaughterhouse. Shady Records 2.0. There's a lot going on with you guys, with this project, the label. The one thing that struck me, because this kind of came out of nowhere, the Bad Meets Evil project, and the fact that it's just, you seem like you're in a good place, happy, doing what you want, working, and just giving the fans ultimately what they want, and kind of talk on that, and just, forgetting about the music business and, the big record company stuff and everything else, and just about working, having fun, and where your head is at.
One of the things that I think that the whole purpose of this EP was, me personally, was to say, all right, people, like to the public, me and Royce have got past our differences, we're working together again. Here's something that I feel like was kind of long overdue and maybe even should have took place back in the day, that something like this should have came out back when, we first started doing songs together.
With me, yeah, and go ahead.
And no doubt.
No doubt, son.
And but also at the same time to get people excited about the group, Slaughterhouse. You know what I'm saying? And to kind of, like, here's this, let's get this out of the way, now let's get the public excited about Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse!
Which is why it's the last song off the EP, and it's also because we want to leave it fresh in the public's mind. And this is another one of those beats that I was talking about from Mr. Porter that where I just don't know what he was thinking when he made this beat, because it's so just off the wall that
it's like a challenging beat to rap on.
Yeah.
But everybody really, I never heard Joe Buttons rap on a like a bounce kind of beat like this.
Yeah.
You know, like you could tell people really had to work.
Joey has depth. He has depth to him.
Yep.
Depth.
And that's another thing that was cool about this record was to just everybody just get on it and go as hard as they can.
Was everybody here for that together?
That's for me to know and you to not know.
Thank you.
That's basically just for you to not know that.
Ultimately, I get that.
Okay.
So
I could not think of a better way to answer that. That is probably, out of all the questions I've ever answered in my entire life, that actually could be the absolute best answer I've ever given.
Takes a lot of time to come up with that.
In the history of my answers for anything, that was pretty fucking good. That guy's good, that Evil. I'm telling you.
Hey, Evil. I will neither confirm nor deny.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say since I got here, man.
At the end of the day,
hey,
Bad.
This is what I've been trying to say since I got here.
Yes.
So before we get on out of here and with this final song,
What if I was worse?
Bad meets worse.
Yeah. Because it easily could have gone that way. And something else I want to say, it's been Bad Meets Evil for this long, right?
Sure.
Since back in the day.
Since '98.
Wouldn't we have met by now? Why do we keep meeting? You only meet somebody one time.
No, because this is just the result of Bad Meets Evil. This is the result. It'll always be the result.
Of when Bad met Evil.
Bad meets evil, and here's the result.
Bad is meeting evil.
Bad met evil.
And here's what they did together.
Bad meet evil.
Pete and Pete were walking down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Pete got hit by a car.
Mm-hmm.
Who was left?
Pete. Repeat. Wait, what? The worst part is I know that joke.
I hope so.
All right, well, any quick plans for the summer? Stuff coming up?
Go to the beach, go to the mall, hang out, do a little bit of hanging out.
Short sets.
Short sets, mad short sets, son. Yo.
What do you mean, show-wise?
I mean,
Just what?
you know, obviously we have a Slaughterhouse record that's going to be coming soon. Marshall, I know you're always working. This is your chance.
Royce has an album coming out.
That's right.
Yes, I got an album coming out July 26th.
Which is entitled?
Success is Certain.
The sequel to Death is Certain.
I wouldn't say the sequel. It's
Didn't I produce a song on Death is Certain? Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Certainly.
You did.
So we got the Slaughterhouse album is coming, the Yellow Wolf album is coming, back in the studio with D12. So just working, man.
That's great. Well, I want to thank both of you.
We got a
Bad,
movement.
Bad, Evil, thank you. Lousy, worse.
We've got a stillment.
I want to thank you for letting us put the Shade 45 spotlight on the boss, Eminem and Royce. Congratulations. I'm very happy that you guys finally came full circle,
Thank
360,
you,
and to give the fans
180.
this special treat. Shade 45, the Shade 45 spotlight special, Bad Meets Evil.
It's all in the shady tree. Get it?
Get it? On
Check
June.
for any information, shadyrecords.com, Eminem.com, badmeetsevil.net, I think.
Follow Royce at?
Follow Royce.
The Real Royce 59.
Follow M.
And follow me on Twitter. Holla back.
At Eminem. And you are at?
I am at NYC Reef.
And I am at Bunyan71.
Yes.
And Royce, what's your website?
I don't have one.
Okay.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Twitter.
You can neither confirm nor deny that.
Listen, Twitter is my website. All right.
And
That's
you
my
better
official.
you better believe it because Royce is on Twitter.
Yeah.
That is for real. Thank you all. And
to all a good night.
And to all a good night, yes.
Yo, everybody listening, man, I just want to thank you for coming out, man.
The Shade 45 Spotlight. Putting the spotlight on new artists and music you need to know about before everybody else. Hosted by Reef the Streets.
Exclusively on Shade 45.